Greetings from Light and Life Goleta Church. My name is David Goss. I'm the pastor of Light and Life Goleta Church up in Santa Barbara area. I wish I could be with you men today, but we had some family obligations that came first, and I'm not able to be there with you. But I know that God is going to do great things this morning with you men. He's going to speak some very timely, very anointed words into your spirits that would sustain you, that would help direct your course, your path as you're seeking God. In your own personal life and for the life of your wives and your families. Perhaps you don't have a family yet, or are not in a season without a family, but God is maybe doing work in you right now in preparation for that, or on the other side of that. So I know that there's a word for each and every one of you who have come this morning, and I believe the Lord spoke to me a word that I want to encourage you with. Of course, we're talking about Joshua and this idea of being strong and courageous. You all know Joshua as Moses' aide. Most of his life and ministry, he was known as Moses' aide and oftentimes thought of as the second in command. For Joshua to come into this time when he was going to be the leader. This was something that I'm not sure he was necessarily prepared for. We see when he and Caleb went into the promised land as spies of the 12 spies who went out to spy out the land, they came back and brought a report that was not well received by the people. He and Caleb spoke the good report about the land, but the people did not want to follow Joshua and Caleb. They would rather follow and listen to the words of the 10 rather than these two. I'm not sure we understand that the amount of discouragement that might have brought Caleb and Joshua personally to go on this long trek, to come back full of joy and eagerness to go in and take the land, and for the people to reject them and their report. But now is a new day. Now is a new season, and Joshua is called to lead. The words, be strong and courageous, occur 4 times in the chapter. And these are words that Joshua takes to heart. I want to share with you from this idea of being discouraged and coming into a place of being encouraged on the other side. All of us, in whatever work we've done, we have experienced times of discouragement. As Christians, oftentimes we will turn on God and bring our disappointments to Him and say, what gives? Why did you do this? You're to blame. Moses was not immune to this. In chapter 5 of Exodus, Moses says these words. He says, O Lord, why have you mistreated this people, and why did you ever send me? Since I first came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has mistreated this people, and you have done nothing at all to deliver this people. Look at God. You are to blame for this malady, this quagmire that I find myself in. Commenting on this, I want to read the words of a Bible expositor. His name is J. Sidlow Baxter. He has this to say: have we not all had experiences of a like kind? We have felt the unmistakable urge of the Spirit to some new form of service, to take some special line of action, and have obediently pressed forward, confident that that inward urge itself was the guarantee of immediate success. Then, instead of success, opposition and disappointment and seeming failure have stunned us into bewildered despair until we have been even ready to fling the charge of unfaithfulness into the face of God. Men, when I felt the call of God to become a pastor, I followed that call to Kentucky. Sold my house in Los Angeles with my wife and our young family and moved across the country. In the middle of winter, I started in the beginning of February in their spring semester. And I was working very hard, very diligently on my first paper. When I got my first essay back, I had the grade of a C. And I was extremely broken and disappointed by that grade. I thought to myself, am I not going to be able to get the grades here? A C is not far from a D. This was not good. And I worked so hard at it. And I was very, very discouraged. I turned it on God like Moses did, and I said, why did you ever bring me out here to this wilderness of Kentucky? Why? You're to blame. And I went out and I cried out to the Lord with all my heart, and the Lord in His graciousness and His patience and forbearance, He met me, and He comforted me, and He brought me His peace, and He spoke words to me, and He said, David, you're my son. You're my beloved son. And I don't care about GPAs. If a C is the best you can do, it's okay for me. If a C is the best you can do, it's okay with me. You follow me. I was so comforted by those words. It gave me a sense of renewed strength, of renewed purpose, of a can-do attitude. I went on and made the honor roll every semester I was at Asbury Theological Seminary. It was first and foremost that sense of who I belonged to, of whose I was. I was property of the Most High God. I am confident and assured that sense gave me strength. And I believe that Joshua was given that type of words. He had to seek it out from the Lord. He sought it from others. Others even spoke into his life and said, you be strong and courageous. We believe in you. You can do it. First and foremost, that understanding has to come from God, that we are approved by God. We are approved by Him. He affirms us. And then as we set out to do the work of God, we'll be strengthened and sustained and successful. Strengthened, sustained, and successful. God bless you, men. I wish I could be there. I know God has got many, many more words for you of life and strengthening and encouragement. May He do great things. God bless you. Amen.